some yoga flow and yin on this beautiful Saturday morning at Highland Park. I hope you can join me, and please don't forget to click subscribe and like. Thank you and welcome. Okay, so first of all, we're going to get started on our mats here. We're going to get grounded first. So we're going to come to a seat on our mats, and we're just going to start out with some deep breaths. So we're going to take a deep breath in, open up, sigh it all out. We're going to do some neck circles. So we're going to do a circle to the right. So circle your head all the way around to the right, and chin to chest. Do that one more time to the right. Now we're going to go to the other side, go to the left, circle our necks over around to the net, to the left. And we're going to come around again. We're going to practice our breathing. When we breathe, when we're doing yoga here, we're going to be practicing our Ujjayi breath. So as you breathe in and out through your nose, and you keep your mouth closed, and you want to feel it in the back of your neck, in the back of your throat. And it makes a sound almost like the sound of the ocean. The sound you hear when you listen to a conch shell, that's called ocean breath. So we're just going to practice. We're going to breathe in, out. One more. So as we're moving through our poses, we want to practice Ujjayi breaths. Okay, we're going to come to the top of our mat. We're going to go ahead and get started at the top of our mat. Bring your feet about hip width distance apart. We're going to roll our shoulders. So as you inhale, bring your shoulders up. Exhale, roll them down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. And exhale, roll them down. We're going to come into a forward fold here. We're going to come to a ragdoll pose. So just fold forward and grab opposite hands to opposite elbows. We're going to take our Ujjayi breaths here. And as you're doing your Ujjayi breaths, find a focal point that you can focus on your mat. Maybe a point in the middle of the mat, on the back of the mat. We're going to take 5 breaths here and just start to loosen up a little here. On your exhale, bring your hands to the mat, and we're going to bring our hands around behind us, interlace our fingers, and we're going to take a few breaths here. And as you take a breath, you can maybe bring your torso up and down or side to side with your hips, or your head and neck up and down and side to side. On your exhale, go ahead and bring your hands down to the mat. And we're going to go ahead, we're going to step back here. As we exhale, we're going to step back to our downward facing dog. And in downward dog, you want your feet as wide as your hips and your hands as wide as your shoulders. And your heels do not have to come to the mat. You can just have your hips nice and high. You can have your knees bent. You can pedal your heels out one at a time. And as we move through the practice today, you may be able to bring your heels to the mat. So we're going to take about 3 breaths here in down dog. Find your drishti and breathe. On your inhale, we're going to come high on our toes. Exhale, soften your knees. Then we're going to come to the top of the mat. Take an inhale, halfway lift. Bring your hands to your shin. Pull your belly up and in. And draw your tail and your crown away from each other. Exhale here, we're going to bring our hands down to the mat. And we're going to step back here to a high plank. And just lower your knees and come down to the mat. We're going to come into Sphinx pose and start out with a little back bend here. So you're going to bring your forearms to the mat and just press the tops of your feet into the mat and lift up out of your lower back here. Lift your chest up. And take 3 breaths here now. Inhale. Exhale. Really feel this stretching your lower back here. Inhale. Exhale. One more breath. Inhale. And exhale. As you inhale here, we're going to come up to tabletop. So stack your wrists under your shoulders and your knees under your hips and push back to downward facing dog for 3 more breaths. Roll your shoulders away from your ears here. Pull your belly up and in. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale here, come high on your toes. Exhale, soften your knees, and we're going to come to the top of the mat here. Inhale, halfway lift, hands to shins. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, we're going to come up this time to chair pose. So we're going to bring our biceps by our ears with our palms facing each other, shoulders down your back, and your belly up and in, as if you're sitting in a chair. Your knees are as close to being in alignment over your ankles as possible. So feel that like as if the back, your lower back is pressing into a wall. We're going to take 5 breaths here. And always when you're in chair pose, if one of your knees is jutting out, just draw it back so that your knees are in alignment. Go ahead and we're going to come into a forward fold as we exhale. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, we're going to bring our hands down to the mat, and this time we're going to step back to a high plank. And go ahead and look forward and press forward. And bring your knees to the mat. Bend your elbows. Tops of the feet press into the mat. You're going to lift up out of your lower back for upward facing dog. And as you exhale, roll over your feet. Downward facing dog for 3 breaths. On your next inhale, we're going to come into 3-legged dog. Bring that right leg high. And as you exhale, we're going to step through. And we're going to adjust our back foot in alignment. The back heel is in alignment with the front heel. And bring that back foot to a 60-degree angle. On your inhale, We're going to bring our biceps by our ears with our palms facing each other for Warrior 1 or Virabhadrasana 1. And always, you can always take a break in Child's Pose or Hero's Pose if you need to. So see if you can bring your front knee at a 90-degree angle over that front ankle, and that back leg is as strong as steel. Square your hips to the front of the mat as much as you can. Shoulders down your back, and always that belly. Pull that belly up and in. We're going to take 5 breaths here in Warrior 1. Two more breaths. Maybe sink a little deeper here. One more breath. Inhale. And as you exhale here, we're going to bring our hands down to the mat and we're going to step back to a high plank. You can meet me in down dog, or maybe we're going to challenge ourselves and come down to a low plank here. On your inhale, push up, upward facing dog, lift up out of your lower back. And as you exhale here, we're going to come to downward dog for 3 breaths. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. On your next inhale, come to 3-legged dog. Bring that left leg high. 3-legged dog on the left. And as you exhale, we're going to bring that left foot up and in, up through to the top of the mat. Adjust your heels so that they're in alignment. Adjust the back foot so that it's 60 degrees. Come up to Warrior 1 on the left. Take 5 breaths here. Practice your Ujjayi breathing and focus on your drishti or your focal point. As we practice breathing in the poses and as we practice our drishti, this gives our mind strength. So yoga does not only strengthen the body, but it also strengthens the mind. On your next exhale, bring your hands down to the mat and we're going to step back, high plank to low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog, and exhale, downward facing dog. We're going to come down to Child's Pose here. So bring your knees as wide as the mat and your big toes to touch. Draw your hips back to your heels and bring your arms out long on the mat. Maybe your forehead comes to the mat. We'll take 3 breaths here. Inhale, we're going to come up to tabletop. And exhale, we're going to come back to downward dog for 3 breaths. Take an inhale. Exhale. Maybe now, see if you can't bring your heels down to the mat. Inhale. And if not, that's okay. Exhale. Maybe bend your knees and really lift your hips up. Take an inhale. And exhale. Inhale, come high on your toes. Exhale, soften your knees, and we're coming to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Hands to shins. Exhale, forward fold. And we're going to go ahead and heel toe our feet, hip width distance for big toe grab. So take your peace fingers and grab your big toes. We're going to take an inhale here, another halfway lift. And exhale, forward fold. We're going to take 5 breaths here in big toe grab. You take your peace fingers, grab your big toes with your palms facing each other. Your knees can be bent here. Maybe as you're in this pose for a few breaths, you can begin to straighten your legs out a little. You can move side to side with your hips or up and down with your torso if that feels good, or just let your head dangle. Go ahead and release your toes, heel toe your feet back together. And on an inhale, we're going to go ahead and push through our heels nice and easy. We're going to come up one vertebrae at a time. We're going to come up nice and high. We're going to do a little bit of balancing now. So bring your hands high over your head. In prayer, push your palms together. Take a look at your thumb. Feel that stretch in your lower back. And as you exhale here, we're going to bring our hands to heart center. So you stay at the top of your mat. I'm going to come to face the phone here, the camera, so you can see the pose. We're doing tree. We've got to get a little balancing in here with our yoga flow this morning. So hands to hips. We're going to pull our belly up and in. Roll your shoulders down your back and just tilt your pelvis forward. We're setting ourselves up to be nice and grounded here. We're going to do tree on the right. So ground down into that left foot. And you're going to bring that right foot and kickstand it on the inside of your left inner ankle. You can stay here or challenge yourself, bring it to your calf or your inner thigh, but never your knee. Don't want to ever hurt our knee. And we're going to bring our palms together here, and you can stay right here if you want, or if you want to bring your hands high in prayer. We'll take 3 breaths here, and we're going to press our palms together and just kind of center ourselves here so everything's pressing into the center. And it's okay if you wobble, just bring yourself back. We're going to bring our hands down and come on down to our right foot. Now we're going to go ahead and ground down into our right foot and practice that on the left side. Yoga is a practice, it's not a perfection. So the more we practice, the stronger we become. Ground down into that right foot as you pull your belly up and in, shoulders down your back, pelvis comes forward. Kickstand that foot, inner calf or inner thigh. Press your palms together and go ahead and bring your hands up high in prayer. Press your thigh and your foot into each other. 3 breaths here. Press your palms into each other, bringing everything into the center. And we're going to bring our hands back down to heart center here. Okay? All right, and we're going to go ahead and bring our hands high over our head. Bring your hands high in prayer. Get a little back bend there. Exhale, we're going to come down to a forward fold. Inhale, come up to a halfway lift. And exhale, we're going to step back here to downward facing dog. We're going to take a few breaths in down dog. This time we're going to do a 3-legged dog. So we're going to bring our right foot high. We're going to take 3 breaths here. Your back toes can be up high or your heel can be on the mat. Whatever feels best in your body. And you exhale, we're going to go ahead and bring our right foot up. And we're going to go ahead and come up this time to half crescent. We're going to come up to crescent, not come up to crescent on the right. So the back toes are up off the mat, and your heel is, your back toes are pointing forward, your heel is up off the mat. And always square your hips to the mat, biceps at your ears. So we're going to take a few rounds of breath here, about 5 breaths here in crescent on the right. See if you can sink a little deeper. 3 more breaths. your hands to heart center, and we're going to go ahead and bring our hands down to the mat, and we're going to bring our heels to match in alignment behind us. On an inhale, we're going to come on up to Warrior Two, and we're going to take a few breaths here in Warrior Two. So you want your front knee at that 90-degree angle, and that back leg is strong. Your torso and your hips are in alignment. And really pull your arms away from each other here. Find your drishti over your middle finger. On your exhale, we're going to go ahead and straighten our front knee. On our inhale, we're going to reach forward here for triangle pose. So bring your palm to your shin and your arm to the sky. 3 breaths here. Go ahead and bend your front knee, and we're going to bring our hands to the mat. We're going to bring our toes to point to face the front of the mat, and we're going to come up a couple steps here. Do pyramid on the right. So inhale, take a halfway lift over that leg. Exhale, forward fold here. Take a few breaths here. You're really going to stretch the back of that right hamstring. On your exhale, bend your knee, and we're going to bring our hands down to the mat. You can meet me in down dog, or if you want to do the chaturanga, come to low push up here, and on your inhale, upward facing dog, and on your exhale, downward facing dog. Take a few breaths here. You can take a break in child's pose anytime if you need to. We're going to bring our left foot high. We're going to take a few breaths here in 3-legged dog on the left. Your hips are square to the mat. See if you can reach that leg a little bit higher. And as you exhale, we're going to step through here to crescent on the left. So keep your toes elevated, your heel elevated, and your toes pointing towards the top of the mat. On your inhale, we're going to come up to crescent, so biceps at your ears. And pull your belly up and in, shoulders down your back. Make sure that front knee is at a 90-degree angle. We'll take 5 breaths here. Pull that belly up and in. We're going to go ahead and bring our hands to the mat. We're going to adjust that back foot. We're going to inhale here, and we're coming up to Warrior Two, Virabhadrasana 2 on the left. So make sure that front knee is at a 90-degree angle and that back leg is strong. And really draw your arms away from each other. Find your drishti over that middle finger for 5 breaths. Maybe sink a little deeper as you exhale. This pose calls in all the strength of a warrior. On your exhale, we're going to straighten our front knee and go ahead and hinge at the hip. Bring that palm to your shin, the triangle on the left, your arm to the sky. Really reach up, and really open up that right side. In your exhale, we're going to go ahead and look down and bend our knee. We're coming into the pyramid pose on the left. So adjust your back foot so that the toes are facing to the front of the mat. And we're going to take a few steps up here. We're going to take an inhale here and exhale, fold over that left leg. Take a few breaths here. On your exhale, bend your knee, and we're going to come down here, come up to our high plank, and we're going to bring our knees to the mat. We're going to come to tabletop, cross our feet behind us, and take a seat. So we're going to do a little bit of yin now, which means we're just going to be holding our poses for a few minutes. The first pose we're going to do, we're going to come into butterfly. So go ahead and bring your feet touching here, and your knees come out like butterfly wings. The bottoms of your feet are touching. And we're going to take an inhale here and just lengthen your spine. And there's a butterfly. You see that? He's coming to do the pose with us. So we're going to take an inhale, and as you exhale, just kind of fold into that pose a little bit here. You're going to feel this one here in your groin, maybe your outer hips, and definitely your lower back. And as we do the yin poses, see if you can focus on your breath. If your mind starts to wander, you can say to yourself, I breathe in, I breathe out. One of the most ancient meditative practices is focusing on your breathing. There are so many reasons for that. If you can just focus on your breath, it calms the mind and it slows the breathing. As you slow your breathing, it brings in the more meditative brain waves, the delta waves in the brain, and also it helps you to focus on what's going on inside of you. So your internal world instead of focusing on the external world. And just make your breathing relax. You do not want to go above the sensation of a level 5 on so you do not want to feel pain in these poses as we do yin. The 3 phases that we focus on in a yin pose is, first of all, you feel the edge. So you feel the sensation where you want it to be. No more than a level 5. And then the second phase of the yin pose is just letting your body settle into the pose. And then the third phase is that as we hold these poses for a few minutes, gravity and time will do the job of healing the areas that we are extending and compressing at the same time. So in this pose, we're compressing the outer hips and extending the muscles and the fascia in the groin. And the lower back. mind starts to wander, recall to focus on your breath. I breathe in and breathe out. Not forcing pose, we're just allowing time and gravity to open up our body. We're going to go ahead and come slowly out of the pose. So just walk yourself up nice and easy and very, very slowly. We're going to bring our knees together. And we're going to extend our legs out here. We're going to go ahead and we're going to come into our caterpillar pose here. So inhale, we're going to bring our hands high. Exhale, just fold down into the pose as you hinge at your hips. We're going to take an inhale and lengthen our spine. And as you exhale, relax your shoulders and your head and your neck. Just going to sink into this pose here. And you'll feel this pose in your hamstrings, your calves, your lower back. This pose is focusing on all the connective tissue that runs to the back of your body. So from your heels all the way up your legs, your back, your shoulders, and your neck to the base of your skull. Connective tissue surrounds all the muscles and fascia, all the bones. The connective tissue holds all the muscles and all the bones and all the ligaments and all the fascia in our body. It holds everything together. That's why it's called connective tissue. And that's what Yin focuses on healing. It heals connective tissue. So as we sink into these poses, the connective tissue in some areas is being stretched, and in other areas it's being compressed. And when we release out of the poses, we flood these areas of connective tissue with hyaluronic acid. And we increase the production of hyaluronic acid in our body as well by flooding the areas. And that is why Yin is often referred to as the fountain of youth. As we sit in this pose, see if you notice your body gently opening up here as you fold more into the pose. The body naturally hands up here. Ultimately, the only thing that you can truly change is yourself. And to truly change yourself, you have to start from within. Even though these poses will affect us and our strength on our outer body, the work that we're doing is coming from within. As you allow your mind to calm and settle in the pose, and your body to settle into the pose, it creates the internal change. See if you can't relax a little more here in this pose. Just relax your shoulders. As we inhale here, we're going to gently and slowly walk ourselves up out of the pose. Nice and gentle. And we're going to go ahead, we're going to come to the mat here on our knees and our hands. We're going to come up to tabletop. We're going to take an inhale here. And as you exhale, we're going to bring our hands out long on the mat and our forehead to the mat. You want your hips to stay elevated above your knees. Just go ahead and bring your forehead to the mat here. This is called milking heart. So your heart is getting some nice extension in your chest here, and also your thoracic spine, your rib cage. This is affecting those parts of your body, and also your lower back. You sit in this pose. See if you cannot focus on your heart in your body. And just give your own heart some love here. It's important that we take time for ourselves and we can connect with ourselves. If you can begin to practice this on a daily basis, it will help your internal world. If you can find more love for yourself in your heart, more peace, by taking the time to care for yourself. And yin and yoga are such important practices to do that. can start from within yourself and you can affect other people in your lives with the positive changes within yourself. And when they touch other people from the positive changes that you've accomplished, if we all took an hour a day to practice yoga, I mean, what would that mean for the whole world? So important to do this for yourself. As you breathe in here, see if you can't breathe into the front of your heart. And as you breathe in here, see if you can't feel the back of your heart. And focus on your heart in this pose. You feel this also in your arms and your shoulders. Last few breaths here. Go ahead and roll on your forehead. Give that frontal lobe of your brain, just give it a little bit of massage. The frontal lobe in the brain is where we have our emotions. So just give that frontal lobe some love here. And some gentle rocking from side to side. We're going to go ahead and come back up to table. And we're going to go ahead and do a toes pose here. So we're going to bring our toes, we're going to roll our toes underneath us. And you can come to sit up high if you'd like here. Maybe try to sit back on your heels. We're only going to be in this pose for about a minute and a half. It's a little bit more intense. So you can bring your hands to the tops of your thighs, or you can bring your hands behind you in prayer and give your shoulders a little bit of opening here. Just sit back on your heels if you can. You can always come up a little bit if it gets too intense. Take about 10 more deep breaths here in this pose. Our feet serve us every day. They carry us through life. This is some medicine and love that we can give for our feet. I'm going to go ahead and come out, so bring your hands to the mat. You can bring your hands out in front of you very, very slowly. We're going to come up out of that pose and bring your feet behind you, your toes behind you. And we're just going to tap, tap, tap them into the mat. We'll go ahead and come to a seat. And we're going to go ahead and come to our back. We're winding down, so come on to your back here. And we're going to bring our heels in. Give yourself a hug. What a great job you guys did today. Everybody did such a wonderful job. Give yourself a hug. Give yourself some love. Appreciate yourself for being here today and for showing up. As you exhale, we're going to bring our left leg long on the mat and keep our right knee into our chest. And we're going to do supine twist. So on the right here, so bring that right knee over. We're just going to stretch that lower spine out. You can bring your left hand on top of your right knee. Try to get that right shoulder as close to the ground as possible. You can look up to the sky or the ceiling. You can look in the direction of your right knee, or you can look over your right shoulder. Whatever feels comfortable for you. Give our spine some love, our lower back. You feel that. Just breathe into where you feel that in your lower back. I'm going to go ahead and come back to center. And then bring your left knee up to meet your right. And we're going to reset our spine. So give yourself another knee hug. On your exhale, bring that right leg long. Keep the left knee in. And then we're going to go ahead and bring that left knee over to the right. Right hand on the outside of the knee if you can. That feels good. And see if you can't get that left shoulder as close to the ground as possible. Kind spinal twist here on the left. Oh, that's so good for our spine. See if you can meld it in a little bit deeper here. Meld into it a little bit. And bring that knee back to your chest. Bring that right knee back to meet the left and give yourself one more final hug. Thank yourself again for showing up today. And exhale, we're going to bring our legs out long for Shavasana. Take a breath in here. Open up and just sigh it all out. Let it all go. Your arms are at your side. Palms are facing up. Let your feet just fall a little bit open. Maybe a little bit more than hip width distance. Walk your shoulders down away from your ears. Walk your hips down out of their hip sockets. Breath in here. And as you exhale, just relax your forehead. Relax your jaw. Just let everything go. Let it all drain out of you down into the ground. And just soak up all the new clear energy you just created in your body, in your mind, and in your heart. Just soak it all up. Go ahead and bring our feet to the mat. We can just go ahead and we're going to rock and roll ourselves up this time. We're going to come around to our seat. Bring your hands to your thighs. We're just going to take a deep breath in here. Just really soak up all the good we did today in ourselves. If we want to affect the world in a good way, we have to start with ourselves first. Take a deep breath in here, hands high over your head. Seal our practice. Exhale, hands to heart center. May you be well. May you be loved. And may you have peace, health, joy, and prosperity. Thank you for joining me today, and don't forget to click subscribe. Namaste. See you next time on the mat. I'm sorry. Okay. Hi everyone. I'm from Ohio. I'm in Ohio. Hi. I hope you can join me next time. Don't forget to click subscribe and the notification bell, then you'll know when I'm on. Thank you so much, guys, for joining me, and have a wonderful, wonderful Saturday wherever you are in the world. Namaste.